Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the Push to Pass F1 podcast. This is our first podcast of the 2026 season, and I think we've upgraded quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because we have a studio. This is in partnership with what we do at university, and we just thought we'd up the production value for the new season, so you can see both of us even better now, and Reef's weird tattoo leg.
What do you reckon? This is it's a weird feeling.
It's weird me and you being in the same place recording. We haven't recorded together like this since probably China last year.
Oh, I can't remember. It was within the first 5 rounds.
Yeah, because Saudi we started doing.
We ended up just sacking it off because it just didn't work out with me down here and you at home.
Yeah, but this is you're gonna see us for the next few months up until we graduate, just to give you a bit of better value production, and it makes us look a bit better. So let's get into Australia. Lots to talk about. First of all, Aston Martin might be in the mud.
It's unbelievable. I think Lord knows what's gone on there. You think, what, they signed Newey 2 years ago? Got to be approaching 2 years.
They announced it. He's joined. Well, yeah, he was with them last year, wasn't he? Now he's team principal this year.
You see an Adrian Newey car and you assume that they're going to be good and they'll be fine. And then we get to a week before Australia, or even back then, the tests, and they're not even lapping properly.
Well, what was it? Fernando reckons he can do 25 laps.
Yeah.
And Stroll reckons he can do 15. And they've done a combined, I think it was about 31 laps so far.
Before they get permanent nerve damage, by the way, which is the bit that you left out.
Yeah, and apparently Honda only have 2 batteries. So that's why they can't run that long.
Oh, really?
Because Adrian Newey said they can't run that long because they risk literally running out of car parts. Which is incredible for a Formula 1 team who's probably spent the most money in the past 5 years.
We spoke yesterday and you said, and I agree, you can't remember an F1 team being so poorly turned out ever.
No, recent history, I'd say the Williams Colgate car when they had that weird. Do you remember they had the weird when they had Kubica and Russell, and they had they didn't have the right parts for tests and they kept showing up late. But even then, they got in. They had a car for Australia. It's not like we're seeing now where they've literally come up and said, "Yeah, we cannot finish a race."
I mean, Williams is another one who haven't had the smoothest of sailing through testing.
Yeah, but 2026, mate, is the year.
Nah, well, we were made to eat our words there, weren't we? What, a week after we were tipping them for greatness, they were...
Oh, I forgot about that.
They were pulling out of the Barcelona test because the car was overweight and
they decided to run testing in the factory because that's just so much better.
Because that's what normal people do.
Other things to talk about. There is a risk of Jeddah and Bahrain being cancelled, obviously due to the ongoing issues in the Middle East. And Sky put a thing out about 5 hours ago saying that they weren't going to reschedule them if they do get cancelled, and they weren't going to replace them. So they were just going to bin them. And they were looking at maybe a double header in Japan.
So all in all, it's kicked off. It's the usual F1 mayhem.
Welcome back to the Push to Pass podcast, everyone.
No, as for that, I mean, there's not much you can do about outbreak in war.
No, I mean, to be fair, when you look at the contingency plan for the year, we've had Imola being flooded, you had the full, the big COVID thing. I don't think anyone really planned for that, did they?
And to be honest, I suppose this is where it comes in, where it's a benefit that they do about 1 million rounds a year. Because if they do drop off 2 or 3, there's still, 21 rounds?
Yeah, if they drop 2, we have 22. So it's not really a...
That's fine by me. That's a big enough sort of sample size.
Yeah, when we did our ideal grid, I think we said 20 was our
20 / 21 would be fine for me. So I'm not sweating it too much.
No. Is there anything else that's happened this week? Well, we're filming this on Friday, so practice 1 and practice 2 have been on about 4 o'clock in the morning. Are you going to get up for qualifying in the race?
I've thought about it, and I will make an attempt to.
I think quali might be a push, but the race I'll definitely be up for.
I'll make an attempt, but that's not written in stone.
Well, your boys, the old Ferraris,
The Tifosi,
they're doing well.
I don't want to get too giddy.
Come on, get the Charles Leclerc back up first.
I woke up this morning and FP1 came up first on my Instagram timeline, and I thought I was dreaming still. Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, P1, P2 to kick off the season is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, but apparently you can't have the kebab rear wing anymore. Apparently that's coming in later in the season.
Is that so?
Yeah, I'm sure I read somewhere that said that was coming in like round 5 or 6 because it wasn't a finished like prototype type job.
Well, even so, it seems like they're kicking on. I know they dropped to 4th and 5th in FP2, but even then, that surpasses my expectations.
But also, it is practice.
Yeah, of course it is. But
and people, I've seen quite a lot online, people are of the opinion that McLaren and Mercedes will be quickest once that Merc power unit gets turned up.
Yeah.
But I still think it'll be Mercedes and Ferrari probably.
I think Ferrari might go to town for the first 5 or 6 races.
Give you hope and then zero depression all the way through.
A little fall off wouldn't be out of the question.
It wouldn't be F1 without a Ferrari fall off. Oh, also, Colton Herta might be washed. Who would have thought it?
Crashed once and that's it.
Have you seen some of the stuff people are seeing on social media?
No.
He's already getting Logan Sargent comparisons. And he's done free practice for Formula 2.
He's done about, 20 laps?
And he just binned it, and people are like, yeah, you killed the idea, but you can't kill the dream.
Oh, it's brutal.
I watched a bit of F2 yesterday, actually. Caught a little bit of the practice towards the end.
This year, I'm committing to that I will follow it deeply.
Yeah, but it's hard for Australia, because they race, like, we take the mick with the racing in Britain. Like, the times of it, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. F2 will be on at, like, 1.
Thing is, for me, I'd prefer that, because I could stay up till 1.
Yeah, I can sit till 4.
But I can't stay up till 4.
Old man, though.
Yeah.
Are you 21 yet?
I am. I'm well and truly 21.
Wow, same.
So, I'm on the road to 22.
Oh,
So,
that's horrific.
my 4 o'clock days are well and truly gone.
I'm trying to think of anything else major coming from practice. There was quite a bit of reliability worries. Oscar had a bit of a moment where his car was just limping around. And a few teams, like Lindblad, who actually, not saying anything, but looks quite quick, he had a little bit of a thing.
Yeah, Lindblad looks really promising. I know, as you say, it's only practice, but my opinion is, if he's already in the top 10, then he's comfortable.
Oh, yeah, if you're first round, first sort of practice session, and you're already semi up there / up there, you've got to be decent. Like,
yeah, he's comfortable, which is great to see. Hadjar as well, that made me happy.
I was watching the before we went to our lecture this morning. I was watching the highlights. I heard his name and I was like, oh no, they're going to say like he's 16th. They're like, oh no, he's actually quite good.
Yeah, Petit Prost.
Please just make it work.
I hope so. I'm really hopeful.
I think it'll be not hard for him to fail, but I think he will have to be like shocking for them to get rid of him now that
for the first time in probably quite a while actually, there isn't a natural successor. I don't think.
No, I don't think Lindblad's not ready.
They're not going to put Lawson back in the car.
They could.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would.
I don't think they would. I think they're done with him and the full Yuki experiment. I think they're done with that rotation.
And I couldn't see them replacing him with Lindblad unless it was at the end of the year. And then at least he's had a full season, which a lot of people at the moment can't say.
But surely if they replace Hadjar with Lindblad, they're going to say the exact same thing of should have had another year at VCAP.
Of course they will. But this is the never-ending cycle, the conundrum. But I anticipate that this is now going to be broken with new management. First season of new management.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I think we're going to, like I've been saying all off-season, we're going to see a new Red Bull. And I think you're going to see a team with a lot more patience and, like, they want to give drivers a lot more time. Speaking of giving drivers time, Alex Dunn, Alpine.
Yeah, I hate that for him.
No, I do, but
I hate that for him. I can't. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But can we talk about it?
Oh, we can.
Can we talk about Drive to Survive?
Oh no, please, no, because I needed to mention this to you. I'm done with it.
I enjoyed it.
Why was this? Why was Sauber and Alpine having a full episode?
Yeah. I did. I suppose you can see the sort of different management styles. I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, that's the only way I could approach it. Is you've got Jonathan Wheatley, who's like, "Oh, don't cry, like you're doing your best," and this Flavio was like, "But I hate you."
He is. Oh my God, Flavio Briatore. I hope I never cross paths with him.
You imagine being like the doorman for Alpine, and you give him the wrong look or something.
Honestly,
punch you.
He'd get the mafia on you. I reckon he would get the mafia on you. That is a terrifying man for an elderly gentleman who is a bit zesty.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
He's a bit zesty. I think he'd choke slam anyone. He is terrifying.
His glasses are mental as well.
I thought, the Batman, him as Batman in his house topped it off for me.
I saw a tweet and it was like, any man who's got that many photos of himself in a house has to be a psychopath.
Jack Doohan, not sound all fangirly, but my heart broke for Jack Doohan.
Well, I watched it with my girlfriend who was not an F1 fan at all, and she was like, "Oh, I feel really bad for him," and I was like, "And I do," but the problem was he was also kind of crap.
Yeah, he was cack, wasn't he? But you could say he didn't get a fair run of it, and also he's just being bullied, outright bullied. Do you see what topped it off for me was when they had the driver's picture in the announcement, and do you see that bit where he just cut him out completely?
No.
So it's like, when they signed like a bunch of drivers last season, so it's like Flavio in the middle, you got Pierre to the left, like Franco to the side, and then you've got Paul Aron and who's the other one? They had one more.
Martins? No, he's Williams.
They had one more reserve who I can't remember. Japanese gentleman.
Oh, Ryo Hirakawa.
Sorry, yeah. So they're all there, and Jack Doohan's also on the side. Briatore's literally just moved his hand, cut him out, and Pierre's gone, "Oh yeah, you need to get Jack Doohan in it," and he's just kind of like stuck on the side. Ever since that moment, he was doomed.
He is a villain. And the stuff, like when Colin Pinto came in and he was like, "Yeah, we really need to help you to get Pierre points, like Pierre's performing really well, like whatever you've got to do to help him get points." And he's like, "Yeah, when you try some stuff in my car," he's like, "No, mate, you're the problem."
I noticed as well. Did you notice he did all that in Italian?
Yeah.
And then when he went off on him, he went into English.
Yeah, he was like just casually speaking. He was like, and the conversation switched like that. He was like, with the cars not where we want to be, performances aren't too good, but I think Pierre could potentially get points. And he's like, "Yeah, I do some experiment with me." And he's like, "No, mate, you're the reason we're not getting points."
Or I just love. We will move on eventually, but I love the just the bluntness of it all. Bloke has never raced an F1 car in his life, comes from a fashion background, and he's going to an F1 driver. "Just keep the wheel straight. Just keep the wheel straight."
That made me, because that was Franco. I was like, what makes him better? About 5 seconds later, it just cuts to Franco in the wall. He's like, "Yeah, big session." He's like, "Keeping the wheels straight," and it's like, "Yeah, Franco ready to push," and he goes, "Sorry guys," and it just cuts to Flavio and he's just going, "Oh."
It is must-see television. I've got to be honest, I've not watched the last few seasons, but I thought, considering I closely followed last year with the pod, I'll make a conscious effort of watching it, and I have really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It's just a lot of it was a bit weird, and it's made me really dislike Zach Brown even more.
Oh, well, less said about him is... yeah. I tend to agree.
Yeah.
Did you feel bad for Horner at any point?
I did, because it felt like you were watching a man lose his family. The way they put it, it was like, you can't... If you think of Red Bull, you think of Christian, and then it's like, yeah, you're sacked.
I'd be the first to say that I don't like the man, but I did feel quite bad.
And also you could sort of tell he was like, "I'm literally doing everything. All this stuff is coming because people are putting pressure on me."
Yeah. What a time. What a programme. One last thing. Did they have to wheel Will Buxton out again?
Oh.
He doesn't even work in the sport anymore.
No, just stick him in IndyCar. I'm so bored of qualifying.
I don't even think he went to a single round last year. Why is he still narrating it?
He doesn't even narrate it. He just pops in with random unnecessary stuff. He'll be like, "If Lando wins the world championship, he will be world champion." You're like, "Really? No, cheers, mate."
He's got the dream gig. Just says whatever he wants in a really kind of patronising, basic way.
What? No, talking about patronising and basic, and this is not an attack on anyone, but Claire Williams can go and do one.
What's she done to you?
Did you know? She was like, yeah, the pressure's really on James to, like, you know, deliver this year. And maybe if he doesn't deliver, it's a disappointment. And you're like, do you not remember how bad your team was when you were like the team principal of them?
You nearly like created a bin fire with Williams, ruined your father's legacy.
He's there with like podiums. He signed like one of the biggest names in F1, and it's like, yeah, do you know what? Sergei Sorokin, great driver. I as much as, and like, they got Nico Rosberg in, which I thought was class, because I rate Nico. He just tells you how it is.
Yeah.
And like, but even the people they get in, it just each, like, why couldn't you have not just got like more of Jensen Button in or something, or more of like a driver, like get like Seb in or someone? I'm just bored of listening to the same people. If I got to see season 9, I see Will Buxton one more time, I'm writing.
I think it's quite telling, the people that contribute on it.
Oh yeah.
And the people who don't. And I think, like, you don't really see Max on it.
No, I think you will never see him on it.
Which I've got a lot of time for, to be fair.
And you will always see Lando on it. And you'll always see Oscar. You'll always see you'll never see Lewis on it. You'll see the new generation.
I would say that makes sense, considering it's been going since they started.
Yeah.
So they've never known any different.
They've like grown up around it.
Yeah. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for that. But yeah, what a series.
I needed more Gabriel Bortoleto content.
Hey, I do love. I might be a bit of an Audi fan this year.
Oh, fully. Like, if I've never been big on like supporting drivers since like Mark Webber retired, because for some reason I followed him as a kid. But ever since then, it's
Sorry
like,
to hear that.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It was a tough time. But like Gabriel Bortoleto, for some reason, just jumped on him last year, and I was like, he's the man. He's gonna win. Like, if you were new to the pod, you won't understand this. Last year we went to about Miami, Imola time. We predicted every week Gabriel Bortoleto to get points, and every week we were wrong.
Yeah, and then the one week we kind of forgot about him. He ended up getting like a P9 or something, and then it was just fire reignited till the end of the season.
It was like, do you know, big surprise, Gabriel Bortoleto. Why not?
No, but it's just Jonathan Wheatley as well. I did not know his game.
No,
Just a really nice guy.
he's just your dad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love how like they said, oh, he's a great bloke. But in other words, they basically said he does race betas, but he is a great bloke.
Yeah, they said that. They were like, some people say friendliness creates a weak environment. And just cuts to Flavio, and he's like, don't care.
Yeah. Right, let's move on.
Right, Drive to Survive in the bin. Rate season out 10.
What, rate last season?
Yeah, no, Drive to Survive.
Oh, the season. Sorry.
The thing we've just been talking about for the past 10 minutes.
I'd give it like a 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say like an 8. I think they made a lot of... There was bits they could have had better things of. Like the title fight could have been covered a lot better. Instead of it going, Vegas disqualification, Max wins everything. Oh, he's lost.
They never do, though, do they? They never...
No.
I don't think they want to make it about the actual sport, which
The only one they did was 2021 where you can't ignore it.
Yeah. I think that's just part of the problem for a fan is the fact that they almost don't really centre it around the sport, and why the casual fans love it is because they focus on the relationships and the dynamics.
Yeah, it's a bit more like, this is what a driver does, not this is what you've seen. Which I also rate, because then you're not getting, I remember this.
What annoys me is how they jump through timelines. There's no chronological order with it at all.
Yeah, it's like season 1, episode 1, we're in Melbourne, then we're going to go to Abu Dhabi, and then we're going to go back to Qatar.
Yeah, it does seem like they just kind of put where the radios happen is where they see fit. You know, like Lando might have told like Oscar that he's like a dick or whatever, like round 20, but they'll put it in like round 2.
They'd be like, yeah, you said that about 2018, mate.
Yeah, but yeah.
Right, let's do some predicciones
Cool.
for the Australian Grand Prix, which unfortunately this year is looking dry. After the monsoon we had last year.
Yeah, it was good last year.
Oh, it was class.
Do you know what though? I'd like to see it dry just because it's a fair test then.
I also want to see it dry because I'm convinced about 9 or 10 cars might blow up.
Great, you're such a good sports fan, aren't you?
That's just...
You just want Demolition Derby, that's what you want.
Mate, why not?
Yeah, fair enough.
Remove contact penalties. No. As a track, Melbourne, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's the season opener for me.
Yeah, well, it's always been the season opener, other than COVID.
when we had Bahrain, which was I didn't even mind that. They're quite similar in the sense of they're quite steady, like 7 out of 10 tracks.
Yeah, no, I quite like Albert Park. I've got a soft spot for it.
Right, top 3 for qualifying.
I'm gonna go with a George Russell pole.
Ah, shock.
And then I'm gonna go for Charles Leclerc, and then Kimi Antonelli.
Ooh, you're not backing your goat, your Lewis Hamilton, mate.
I bet you thought I would.
I thought you would. I will go to be different. Pole position, I'll go Charles Leclerc. P2, I will go with George Russell. And P3, I'll go with Oscar Piastri.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, that's what I've liked about the practice results so far is they're not very telling, are they? Yeah.
Nah. I think we won't probably find out until practice 3 when people start doing quali runs.
Yeah, which is, difficult if you want to make predictions, but it's good as a fan.
It's difficult if you're on an F1 podcast called the Push to Pass podcast. Race predictions. I have no idea what to expect.
Neither do I. It's always difficult, especially in these new cars. Like we don't even know how they behave.
No.
Other than that they're slow.
They look weird on track.
I quite like them.
I like them. It's just I don't like the wings.
And I'll say, I actually don't mind that they're slow.
Nah, I've always said for a while I think F1 cars sound stupid. They're too quick.
I hope that the fact that they're slower means that they'll be easier to race with.
Yeah, and it brings a bit more, especially on a track like Albert Park, it makes more of the track, not more of the tracks, more of the corners, like more, you need more control. You can't just sling it round it, drop a gear and keep it flat.
Did you see, though, that it's slower than a Formula E car?
Is it?
Which is...
Well, it might be Formula E.
That is, like, outstanding. That's, like, noteworthy. Because they're not the quickest things in the world, are they? But, yeah, I know there is a few, like, Max Verstappen's a proper racing purist. So he's been very outspoken that he doesn't like that the cars are slow.
Well, he's such a, like, big character and big figure in Formula One. The fact that the CEO of the sport sat down with just him and said, what's wrong with the cars?
Yeah.
But yeah, top 3 predictions are tough because I don't know who's going to be quick in race pace. From testing, it looked like Ferrari and Mercedes would be the quickest in race pace. But also, it's season opener with new cars with no sort of sense of what a race reliability could look like, so anyone could be anywhere.
Max Verstappen P1.
Going to win all 24 races. Oh, no, 22 because everything else is going to get cancelled.
No, but this would be the sort of race where Max would have to get some points, I think. If that Red Bull is as bad as people are forecasting.
I don't think it looks that bad, though. I think it looks comfortably 4th, probably near 3rd quickest.
Yeah, that's not enough, is it?
Oh, no, it's not. You said that last year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is before upgrades...
I think the gulf between the top 3 and them is too much.
Yeah. Before upgrades start rolling in, if it is more of a level playing field, now would be the time for Max to win. And if he won, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest.
Bit of a side note before we go into predictions. Something I've thought of recently. Isn't the media attention quite quiet on Lando?
Yeah, I would agree with that for a defending world champion.
Because, like, I remember when Max won in 2021, and that might just be because of nature he won the title, that everyone was like, oh, will he keep his title? Will he defend it? Defending champion, reigning. Every time you got, like, you mentioned Max, you had the words reigning or defending next to it. And with Lando this year, it just seemed like people are going, oh, yeah, he won the world championship last year.
I think you are spot on in what you're saying, how he won the title definitely played into that. Because there was a lot of people saying that wasn't just. And, he's a flash in the pan.
Void lap 57.
But with Lando, I think, surprisingly as well, because I thought his star would just boom after he won a title. I thought
100%.
Everywhere. To be honest, I think it's been quite a quiet off-season for him.
Do you know what? As much as we've slated Lando, kind of rate her.
Yeah, I also do. What is interesting is I think George Russell has had so much press recently. He has been everywhere.
Yeah.
On my timeline, anyway.
That's you were just a fanboy.
It's quite the opposite, really. I mean...
No, I do agree. I think everywhere you've looked with Formula One, it's been either Ferrari or George Russell.
And going off past, well, just what I can judge and what I've seen in the past, George Russell's not great under pressure. which
No.
makes me wonder how does he feel right now going into his first qualifying of the year in the fastest car when he's literally betting favourite to win the world title this year.
It's going to be a really interesting dynamic this year because it feels like we're going to have a new champion, but the three or four who are newish, who would be a new champion, they aren't really ever experienced a title fight, probably other than Oscar if you were to include him.
Oh, you've got to include him.
George has never, Charles he's been there, but he's always been whitewashed by Max.
Never really gone down to the wire, has it? With him?
No, that's what I'm saying. Oscar's probably the only one who could who would have felt the pressure in the same way like a Lando, a Max, or a Lewis would have.
Yeah, which brings in its own challenges, of course. It is exciting. We say every year.
I'm very excited.
Every start of the year is always exciting, and then we'll get 3 rounds in, and we'll say that the new regulations aren't it.
Bring back ground effect. Bring back DRS.
It is exciting, and yeah.
I will go 3rd place. I think it will be Kimi Antonelli. 2nd, I will go with Charles Leclerc, and 1st, I'll go with George Russell.
You think Georgie will?
I think Georgie Porgy. I think qualifying wise, we could potentially see a bit more strength from Charles in particular, because I just think he is a very good qualifier, and Ferrari do look very quick. But also, I still have my doubts about Ferrari in terms of being a racing team and not knowing what tyres to put on and whether. I can't have the same backing in Ferrari for a strategy as I would with the Mercedes.
And within your rights to say that, to be honest. I don't think anyone would argue with that. I've just had a revelation.
What?
I've had a premonition. Someone's dropped something in my pigeonhole just this second.
There's a light. There's a higher being.
Andrea Kimi Antonelli is going to win his first full Grand Prix.
And right, before we go any further with this, and I can fully see it, there is genuine Kimi Antonelli title propaganda, and I am fully here for it.
I wouldn't go as far to say that yet. However, it's just, as I've said, there's something's just happened to me. I think he's going to win. I've just got this feeling.
I'd love it to. I think he's just class.
Yeah, I liked him more after Drive to Survive as well.
Yeah, he came across. I in the weird way, I think he sort of got the Norris treatment. Remember when Norris was first coming through?
He's so cute.
No, we're not doing Yuki again.
No, that's what people probably think.
That's what you literally called Yuki last year. You literally called Yuki cute.
Not anymore. He's just a groupie, isn't he?
No, he's just he is just a walking, talking sponsor. Did you see the photo of him in the paddock? He had every sponsor that either him or Red Bull had on.
That's what he's for now. That's what he's useful for.
Just an advertising book.
Do you remember this old driver? Yeah, we've still got him. He's still here.
Yeah, look at him. You can buy that jacket for 40 quid.
Yeah. No, I just think something to do with the fact that Kimi was very good at Australia last year in the wet.
Yeah.
It's just made me think. I know completely different circumstances, different car, different conditions, but I think he probably likes the circuit. He's got confidence. The car's a rocket ship. I don't think he'll have the same sort of pressure either.
No, he'll sort. I think with all the stuff we've seen about George and all the media pressure we've seen from George, all eyes will be on him.
So yeah, I'm going to go with a Kimi Antonelli first race win.
Blood clot.
And I think I'll go for a Merc one too.
Yeah.
I've got George Russell following up behind, and then I'm going to go for a Charles Leclerc P3.
Say if, and this is a big if, say if we have a little old McLaren situation with Mercedes. And going back to Drive to Survive, Toto Wolff came across very much the impression that he would never, because they've learned from Rosberg, Hamilton. If it got to the stage where Kimi Antonelli was leading the World Championship, do you think he'd favour Kimi over George? Would he go for youth over experience? I'm of the impression he wouldn't.
I don't think he would either.
But also does like to flirt with a Verstappen.
He does.
So it could be a sense of he goes, hey, look, Kimi, come here. We'll give you preferential treatment. We'll forget about George because see that big Dutch guy? Yeah, he's coming for next year.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think I mean, one, I know this is what we're here to do, but I think it is too early.
Whoa.
Too early to say any of those things. It's difficult. So what you're saying about how he'd never want to do it again is this have 2-1 drivers?
Yeah, he'd never do the full like papaya rules stuff they did,
Yeah,
which I think anyone with a brain would do.
fair enough. But the problem is, with having a clear 1 and a clear 2, is you're clipping the wings of either one.
Yeah, and I think it's obviously it's completely hypothetical. We have no idea what's going to happen. I think it would have to come to a point where like one of them had a gap of like 30 points, 30, 40 points, where you're saying to them, right, the other driver's going to need like 4 or 5 bad weekends. And we've got, say if we got to like halfway through the season and that situation arose, then I think he'd go right into the next part of the season. You're going to be 1, you're going to be 2. Which I think is a fair way to do it. Give them until the summer break. You've got a better picture. You've got an idea of what the title fight is. You can't go after 4 rounds like George has won 3 races. He's having the preferential treatment.
Yeah, I see that. 100%.
Who's your P3 then?
I said Charles Leclerc.
Oh, blooming hell. Give me, right, a biggest good surprise. I've already got mine locked and loaded.
Oh, you've sprung this on me. I thought we got rid of this
No,
segment.
we haven't, because I know you're so bad at them.
I thought we left this in 2025. My biggest good surprise is Carlos Sainz.
Mate, give me Liam Lawson.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I am on Liam Lawson propaganda.
Really? I never thought I'd see that.
Nah, he came across well in Drive to Survive, didn't he? And he looks a lot happier and a lot more of the rookie we wanted in the first place.
That's interesting. You said he came across well.
I thought he came across well.
My missus didn't like him at all.
Didn't she?
She called him stupid. Which I thought was quite funny.
Get her on the pod.
But, yeah.
I think the V-Carb looks like a good car as well. It looks
solid, yeah.
It looks like a solid midfield workhorse.
I think so.
Woo.
Which is so good. I love that.
Give me a biggest flop. Who do you think is going to do absolutely poop?
Were you not going to ask me about Carlos Sainz?
Oh, I forgot you said him. Carlos Sainz. Explain. Point evident.
I
Explain.
think it'd be a good surprise because of Williams' struggles.
Be a good surprise if he turns up.
Yeah, because of Williams' struggles, obviously in the pre-season. But I still think they've got a good car.
And this is probably a mental question to ask. Would you say they struggled in pre-season, or do you think they just got caught out?
No, I'd say they've struggled.
I think it's fair to say they have. I think people have just been a bit over the top. Like I've seen people say like they're going to be with Cadillac. And I'm like, no, they just didn't do testing.
Yeah, which will put them at a bit of a disadvantage. But I think it'd be more of a concern of morale because the drivers wouldn't have been very happy with that. But
Carlos Sainz especially.
You got to imagine James Vowles has smoothed that over now. But I think Carlos Sainz is going to have a good year. I think he'll beat Albon this year. And I'm going back on what I said a couple pods ago because I didn't say that a couple pods ago.
Not like you to go back on what you said.
Yeah, no, I'm not dying on the sword with that one.
Give me a random prediction, whatever you want.
This one's worse.
Colton Herta to graduate to F1 by round 3.
Imagine. Would he have enough super license points?
No, because they changed the IndyCar scoring system the year he left.
Brilliant. I'll go for biggest surprise. You say yours. I can't think.
Aston Martin get to lap 28. Fernando goes over the 25.
I genuinely think they might do about 10.
There are rumours they might just do the formation lap.
That would be crazy. Are you joking?
People I've seen a few things floating around. It's like because they've basically just said we'll use practice, what they can do in practice as testing. They just won't qualify and they'll just go because they can't run a qualifying thing at full pace.
Oh, dearie me. Dearie me.
Fernando's gonna quit, mate.
I think my biggest surprise is Fernando Alonso crash out in the pits.
He jumps the start.
Yeah, we'll go with that. No, he pulls a full if you watch Iron Man 2. he just gets out his car and just starts whipping people. He's got some like electromagnetic like strings.
Adrian Newey designed Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been our Australian Grand Prix preview for the 2026 Australian Grand Prix. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you've enjoyed our new setup and our new visual and everything like that, drop us a like and a subscribe. It's massively, that's a new word, massively appreciated. We'll be back once again next week for the Chinese Grand Prix with our review of the Australian Grand Prix and a preview for the Chinese Grand Prix, and probably more Flavio Briatore slander. So if you have enjoyed, drop us a like, a subscribe, a follow, and let us know your biggest predictions for 2026. As always, I have been Max.
I've been Reef.
And this has been the Push to Pass F1 podcast.